Now, once you've worn the shirt of a nation, should you be allowed to play for another?
It's as simple as this. Declan Rice wanted to play for England.
Declan Rice is going to go all alone. Oh my word! That is a brilliant goal!
He obviously said to me that I was, going to be captain, and I really didn't know what to say. I just kind of looked at him, he looked at me, and it was a bit awkward because I just was speechless. I couldn't believe what he said, and I just said, give him a hug, shook his hand, and just said, thank you so much, and to make me captain is an honour.
You just heard Declan Rice speaking about what it would feel like tonight to captain England for the first time, obviously against Belgium. But should he even be playing for England? Rice played 3 times for Ireland under Martin O'Neill. They were friendlies. Now, in a minute, we'll hear what Roy Keane once said about Declan Rice. But first, I want to get your view. We know Declan, right? He's a lovely, lovely kid. And, of course, we're both English. And we want the best players to play for England. So I would imagine I don't. You haven't got a problem with it either, right? What? If a player wants to, in this scenario, Declan Rice change his allegiance from Ireland to...
My only thing's the timing. I think the moment you get a senior cap...
Just a senior cap.
Senior cap.
Friendly.
Yeah, then that's it.
So like Kobe Manu tonight, right? He's already got that cap.
Yeah, once you get that senior cap, then that's it. I think changing allegiances is a bit... I get it with with the grandparents, but I think, once if you make an appearance in the men's team, you shouldn't be able to just jump ship, I don't think.
So, but at senior level?
At senior, England youths, no issues.
Do you have a problem with the fact that you can play for a nation that your grandma or grandfather was...
No, I don't have a problem with that.
I do.
Why? But it's in your blood.
Yeah, but so is your great-grandfather.
Okay, we'll play for the team.
Yeah, but why are you going back 2 generations?
Yeah.
Yeah, but why? Who's come up with that?
Why is it not? Listen, it could be the Tony Cascarino situation.
Yeah, but you know what that one was, right?
I do, yeah.
There was no connection. No. They got it wrong.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
But whose job is it to check that? And they just didn't do it.
No, they didn't check it. It's incredible. I don't know how that's happened.
No, but no, I do think grandparents great. If you've got that ancestry into your blood,
should it not be where you were born? Because how far do you want to go back? We're all related, right?
Yeah, but no, come on, it's got to be. Like of recent times.
No, I think it should just be you where you're born.
No.
So if I'm born here,
okay, no. So your family's on holiday.
Yeah.
You're born in that hospital because that's it. I don't know. You're born in
Brazil.
You wish.
Imagine if you found out
just on holiday anywhere, passing over.
I wouldn't. But if I was
Andorra.
Right. Firstly, I don't think you'd be allowed to go on holiday if you're 9 months pregnant.
But come on, strange things happen sometimes.
Okay.
Where
I don't think you get nationality of a country if you're born in that country.
No, but you're saying they should only play with that country if they're born there.
Oh, I see what you mean, right.
And I'm saying no, because if an accident happens on holiday, and you can only play for Andorra, then you're fuming.
Can you imagine?
Do you know what I mean?
Before you were born, your mum and dad went to Andorra for a holiday.
And that's it, done.
You'd be devastated.
Devastated. But then you get back,
yeah, okay,
become an unbelievable player, and you're like, well...
What about citizenship? If you become a citizen in the country, but you live there for 20 years.
No,
I agree with that. No.
I think since you get a senior cap, then I think that's it. Once you get a senior cap, that's your country.
In your mind, you don't think Declan Rice should be allowed to play for...
Possibly not. Listen, I'm glad that he's English.
Yeah.
But I think, you get to a point. If you get a senior cap in the men's game,
that's it.
You shouldn't be able to then
What about, so with Declan, he played under 17, under 19, under 21 for Ireland.
Yeah, but no senior cap.
Yeah, but then 3 senior caps.
Then he's all right. He should play for Ireland.
Okay, but he can play under 21 football as long as he wants.
I think seniors is the one. Right. Jack Grealish is the same, though.
Yeah, exactly the same. Have a listen to this. Declan Rice, of course, made his senior Republic of Ireland debut back in 2018. Assistant manager at the time, Roy Keane, was asked in a press conference about the possibility of Rice playing for England. This was his reply.
Well, it's going to be pretty difficult if he's Irish. And he is Irish.
And
plays for Ireland, yeah.
And he's given every indication that Ireland is where he wants to play.
Yeah, because he's Irish. Yeah. Where else would he want to go? If you had a choice, Ireland or England. Pretty straightforward, isn't it? Ireland.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
Exactly.
That's great. And obviously it's come back to bite him on the backside of that comment.
See, Terry Butcher, born in Singapore. So by your logic, he's got to play for Singapore.
Yeah, that's right.
No.
I've heard that before.
I think senior caps, man.
Okay. Let's go to the phone lines, 03717223304. Max is first up. Hello, Max.
Hello, mate.
How are you, Maxie boy?
Yeah, not bad, mate. You?
I'm good. Are you looking forward to the game tonight? Will you be watching it, listening to it on talkSPORT? What will you be doing?
I'll be watching at home by myself.
Okay, all right. You fancy us or not? I think we're going to get beat, actually.
I don't know. It's England, so I never know, mate.
So I bet Lukaku scores if he plays.
Yeah, probably. Hat-trick or something. Go on then, Max. What's your view on it?
I think if you play youth level, let's say until you're 18, and you switch allegiances, that's fine. You know, people are young, they change. But I think once you hit 18, if you made a senior cap, there should be a 3-year cooling off period. FIFA need to enforce something like that. Because, I mean, you look at young English players nowadays like Hudson-Odoi, Iwobi, guys like that, they're switching allegiances to these African countries that they, you know, have African blood, fair enough. But these guys are essentially English. They played English youth level, and then it gets to the point where they're not good enough to make the English squad. So they switch allegiances, which I think is unfair on, you know, guys that have full African blood, guys who've grown up in countries like Ghana and Nigeria. Like Chukwueze, for example, the Nigerian winger, if he got bumped for a Iwobi, you know, you'd feel quite
aggrieved,
annoyed by that in a way. Yeah, aggrieved. That's the word. Because you know you feel fully Nigerian, whereas these guys have dual nationality.
I hear what you're saying. Let me ask you this then, Max. Right? You were born in England?
I'm English. My dad's Kiwi, and my grandparents are Irish. So yeah, I could have.
So you could play for New Zealand or Ireland?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
If you had no chance of getting a call up for England, right?
Yeah, I mean, no, don't get me wrong. As a player, I don't blame people.
Right. Okay.
But I just think it's unfair. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. If I was good enough to be playing professional football, but not good enough to make the England squad, but I could make the New Zealand national team, which is quite a lot easier than making the English squad, then yeah, I would do it. And I'm not blaming people for doing it, but I do think it's unfair.
Okay, all right, thanks, Max.
So a lot of people are making a good point here about Haaland being born in Leeds. Do you know what I mean? So it's like,
are you sure that's
100%
right?
Born in Leeds.
So he's English.
I think he even says when he does interviews, he says, "My name's Erling Haaland. I was born in Leeds."
That's nuts, isn't it?
So I think, listen, up until you get that first senior cap,
he could be playing up front with Kane.
Okay, instead of Kane, Kane just behind him.
Who'd you pick?
Oh.
Who are you picking? First game of the Euros.
I don't know.
Who you pick? Well, answer the question.
Both.
Are you? You're playing Kane off?
No, I'm putting Kane in the hole.
Yeah.
Haaland up top.
So what's your midfield?
Declan Holding on his own.
Yeah, on his own now.
I'm going 4-2-3-1.
Right, go on. 4. Right, irrelevant at that.
Two holders.
Go on. So Rice
and Bellingham.
Bellingham as a holder?
Yeah, but he can push forward kind of.
Right.
Kane, Saka, Foden, Haaland up top.
Oh, does that team in the Euros?
Yeah. But my thing is...
Imagine that Kane and... Oh, my days.
I just think until you can get that first senior cap, so that gives you enough time in the youth systems and all that to kind of figure it out. Once you make your allegiance that, right, I'm going to play for England. If you get that senior cap, that's you done. Now, if you don't get another cap after that, then that's your fault.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you remember Danny Higginbotham played for Gibraltar?
Yeah.
You remember that? Would you do that if you were in a situation where you'd never got called up for England, but you found out that you could represent Gibraltar? Would you do that?
Yeah, if I'd never got a cap before.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure as well, Kevin Prince Boateng was born and raised in Germany.
Yeah.
And he wasn't getting anywhere near the German national team. And before a major tournament, Ghana called him up, and he went and represented Ghana. Now, I understand that, because he was a good player, by the way, and the fact he had no German caps, I was like, wow. And I think he played Germany youths, but when it became apparent he wasn't going to get a call up, he went to and played for Ghana.
Who's the player I'm thinking of that either went Portugal then Brazil, or the other way around?
Not Costa.
Diego Costa. Spain,
Yeah.
Brazil. That's incredible.
But if you don't get, again, and that's why I think until you get that first senior cap, then you should be able to, okay, fair enough. But if the moment you tie your allegiances to that country, that's it, done.
Is he okay to change his allegiance, play for another country? Obviously, Declan Rice has played for Ireland, 3 caps, and he's going to make his captaincy debut tonight for England on the occasion of his 50th cap. We haven't got a problem with it. Richard's a Man United fan. Hi, Richard. Richard, are you there? I can't hear Richard.
Yes, I am. Sorry about that.
What were you doing when I said Richard?
I had you on mute. I had my daughter in the background.
Oh,
so
fine, okay.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. How are you, Richard? You good?
Yeah, not too bad. How you guys doing?
Good,
yeah,
thank
good,
you.
Mum.
What would you like to say on the matter?
I think it's not a big deal. The reason, it's funny because me and my brother were British born, but we're born to Ghanaian parents, so we're massive fans of like Manu playing for England, but we would have just been happy him playing for Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
Although we think playing for England is probably the better option at this stage. because of the current affairs. But I think that it's one of those things where, because we've got, dual nationality, we understand we have both a really strong passion for Ghana. We understand our heritage and our background, and we also have a real strong passion for England because we grew up here. We understand our history here, even the football team from the 90s, the Euros, we love them. So I personally think that the media and the public shouldn't really be getting onto players for switching allegiances so much. I think they shouldn't make such a big deal out of it, especially when a lot of the public have dual nationalities anyway. If there's an opportunity to play for one or the other country.
I know, but a lot of the public don't play international football.
Which is true. But I'm just saying, maybe to empathise and put themselves in that situation of like a Declan Rice, where the opportunity to play for England, he probably wanted to play for England growing up, and that opportunity presented itself.
Rich, let me ask you this then, right? So you mentioned Kobe Manu, right?
Yeah.
So he played on Saturday, 15 minutes. He's playing tonight, I would assume. Both friendlies. Yeah. In theory, he could still play for Ghana. Is that okay with you or not?
It's okay with me. It's okay with me in the sense of if he doesn't get any further opportunities, which we know that's not going to be the case, and then Ghana was to come knocking, I'd be just as happy for him to play for Ghana. Now, it's probably too biased to ask me someone like him. Probably another player in the squad. Maybe the Jack Grealish situation, for example, because he was a player that it was a tug of war for a time with him. I know he's obviously chosen England at the end of the day, but I personally think you've got to do what's in your best interest as well.
Richard, let me ask you a question then. What point do you get to then where it's not acceptable to change?
I think once you've played in the actual international tournament, like the rules that they set.
What's so like a qualifier, like a major game, not just a friendly, like a...
Yeah, not a friendly. I'm talking about like an actual international tournament, so like an AFCON or a Euros or a Nations League.
What about qualifying for a Euros?
But no, I think qualifier could still get away with it.
What about if Kobe Manu scored the winner for England, the last qualifying game to take England to the Euros?
And then what, Ghana came calling?
Yeah.
Again, I'm biased. I'd be just as happy. I'm like, right, Ghana's got...
yeah, but you're connected. You said you're connected to Ghana. What about, okay, if it's not him, right? So it's not a team you've got an allegiance to.
I can see your point there about fans that are very pro-England would be very upset about that.
Yeah.
I can see your point as to that. But I'm just saying that we should put empathy on the players and make sure that people understand that it's okay for them to love the fact that they play for Ireland and not the opportunity to also them to play for England. It's England at the end of the day. You can't really beat the player up on that.
Rich, good call. We spoke to you before.
Yeah, you've had me before.
Okay,
yeah,
keep coming back. We like your sound. Thanks, Rich, for coming on.
Let's like your sound.
Yeah, it's a nice sound he's got, right? What? That's the thing.
It's not.
I like your sound.
What is it? I like your sound.
Thanks, man.
What does that mean?
Well, if he come on and went, I wouldn't like your sound. Did you like the sound of Richard?
I think he spoke very well.
Did you like the sound of Richard?
That's what he spoke very well.
No, if we had a meeting tomorrow and I go, would you make the sound of Richard? What would you say?
I'll say, can you re-change the question, please? Re-change? Can you change the question, please?
You're picking me up on my grammar. Ryan's up next. Hi, Ryan.
Hello.
Hi, Ryan.
How's it going?
Well, great. How are you?
Great sound.
Yeah, dead on.
Right, you got a great sound.
Yeah, great sound, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of Bentley's sound?
Nah, not very good, no.
Oh. Not very nice, is it?
Very nice,
I mean, rule number one is don't insult.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
One of the presenters of the show you're coming on.
I hope Celtic win the league now.
That's very funny. Go on, Ryan. What do you want to say to me? Obviously not Bentley.
I don't really see an issue in Declan Rice changing because Ireland players, there's people playing for Ireland that have changed. The likes of James McLean and Shane Duffy, they're both from Northern Ireland. They're both from Londonderry. So I think that if it happens one way, it should be able to happen the other way.
Mm. What about in as we were saying, a qualifier for a tournament?
I think if they were to play actually in a competitive tournament, then yeah.
Okay, but other than that, if it's a friendly, no.
No.
Okay.
talkSPORT Drive, super opinionated sporting debate, Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.